What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 24 of my Total Warhammer 3 Drycha Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, we were able to bait Throt the Unclean into attacking Griffin Wood by pretending to be recruiting some units with Straslith here. We managed to destroy Throt's army and thus a massive annoyance removed from our northern territory, or from our northern wood, I suppose. Now, in addition to that, we left off last episode with several locations where we need to fight. Mount Gunbad is ready for the attack with Akka. We have the final battle against the massive pile of Tzeentch units here with Drycha, and on top of that, Durthu, should he desire to do so, is ready to attack one of the Azrae factions, which we probably will. Now, let's see what we gotta do this turn before moving in, but we'll start with the battle shortly, and it'll be the big Tzeentch one, because, well, we gotta get it done. Jungles of Qian, we are... We could upgrade the Azrae armory, but we're probably better off just saving until we get the winery upgrades, especially, or the Hunter's Vault upgrades, rather. Mostly because our growth isn't all that high, so yeah, keep doing what you're doing. Haunted Forest. You have the game lodge, but I guess you're heading out to that craftsman's tree now. Gotta get as much growth everywhere as possible. Once again, in Avalorn, we're going to continue ignoring you, at least for now. Though later on, of course, that'll have to be switched up. What about all of these territories here? Why is this generating money? Oh, it's got the iron, right, alrighty. Well, not much to do other than that, I guess. So that means it's time for a massive battle against the forces of Tzeentch. It looks like we have the garrison being drawn out. I think we do. Well, let's find out. And yes, indeed we do. So the settlement garrison's going to help out against this. Ooh, they've got a lot of burning chariots, a lot of flamers, and a lot of lords of change. Kind of an interesting army, a little bit lacking in soul grinders, I suppose, but a heck of an air force. And yeah, that's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting dealing with those, but we do have the advantage of actually having a garrison army to back us up, so it'll be a pretty big difference from the previous two fights for Mr. Drycha. Anyway, here we go. Alrighty, well, so far Drycha had to struggle for everything he got in life, i.e. fight these Tzeentch armies, but this time the advantage is very, very much his. Not only do we have two armies instead of just his, but we have this pretty great hill position, which our incoming ranged reinforcement will probably be pretty great at. Also, it looks like the enemy doesn't have any soul grinders, so they don't really have any answer to, well, a few of our units, but we're going to be able to work through these Lords of Changes probably quite a bit faster than we would against soul grinders, which could simply just go here and chuck their magical javelins at our treekin and stuff. They do have a fair few of those burning chariots, but we do have a decent air force in order to counter that. Now we're going to speed this up a little bit while our armies get into position, and here we go. Our reinforcements are on the field. Looks like the enemy wants to send a burning chariot and some chaos knights all the way around, but we're going to meet them about halfway by sending our manticore and our flyers, as well as our giant wolves this way, both to deal with the burning chariot and those chaos knights. In the meantime, the rest of our army is going to get into position. One of the great things about this is that it's relatively easy, but you know, still gotta be fairly quick, so a few units just ran off and gonna have to position them back. But once again, we do have the hill advantage here. I'm just gonna move down slightly to get a better position for our ranged units to get firing. In the meantime, the first of the enemy burning chariots has been caught somewhere in here. It's kind of hard to spot it in the trees and in the piles of hawks, though, so I guess watching that one get destroyed, not the most interesting, but let's just say that it should be dead very shortly, as in fact starting to disintegrate as well. Same thing's going on over on this side, and probably a lot more visible while the rest of the army moves its way up the hill. and we'll be down to 2 out of 4 chariots shortly. It looks like the enemy is going to get a pink fire moving through our blob of units, but we're just going to be a little bit more aggressive this time and are going to countercharge the enemy instead of allowing those Knights of Tzeentch to charge us. Fortunately, the Malevolent Treemen and Treekin should have no trouble in dealing with the Knights, especially with the backup that they have, and we have War Dancers, I think at least one unit of Wildwood Rangers who are armor piercing as well. What have your guys' experience been with the Wildwood Rangers versus the War Dancers? So the Wildwood Rangers are more expensive and they're armor piercing, but then again the Azray spears, do we have any of them? They're armor piercing as well, unless I'm mistaken. Regular War Dancers are not, but you can buff War Dancers pretty considerably with those +4 attack units. Okay, I can't spot any Azray spears here, but I feel like they have armor piercing. We'll check afterwards. Anyway, here we go. The main battle line is joined. As we can see, the enemy flyers are getting hosed down by our own archers, who are nicely positioned upon this hill. We're also charging past the melee front and are charging into the enemy range units as well. Looks like these flamers will be silenced shortly. And we'll be doing the same thing to the rest of those pink cores and flamers as well. The bounce of power is in our favor at about, I want to say, 65-70%. It does look like Daemonhunters, however, is a little bit in trouble as he is getting attacked by 2 Lords of Change. No, 3 Lords of Change at once. Okay, I can see why he got badly hurt. Fortunately, he can retreat through our own battle lines, and he's not in a crazy amount of danger from the Lords of Change. And they might have been able to kill him if a few of them had been up in the air and still firing blue fires, or maybe the Lord firing blue fires at him. But like this, he'll just be able to walk on out. And all the while, those Lords of Change are going to continue taking hits from those archers. A little bit of a preview as we are building up an elven force shortly, and so we will actually have units that apply their arrow skills. Though, of course, these ones are once again glamoured, not yet insidiously, so they're not as effective as they would otherwise be. Plus, they're obviously not buffed, being a garrison unit. Anyway, Mounts of Power is now at least 80, 85 maybe percent in our favor. Looks like the enemy has lost, I think, all of its burning chariots. One's actually in the center here, but about to explode. 2 of those Lords of Change are melting under the ranged fire, and I think everything at this point is tied up. Yeah, with the second army, certainly so damn much easier. There's some pink fires coming in from the enemy Lord. Or some blue fires, rather, but that time it looks like they were after the Hawks, which is frankly kind of a waste. I love all the different arrow types, though. There we go. All those arrows for that poor little Lord. It wasn't even a big Lord. I was just wondering how armored these guys were, the Heralds of Tzeentch, but whatever. Probably not very heavily armored. The regular, I want to say 15 to 40. That's my inclination. Because pink cores have 40 armor. I don't remember about exalted pink cores. Either way, it doesn't matter because none of their armor is going to be enough to help them out. Here we're going to chase off those Forsaken units that remain, but obviously the battle is very much ours. Ah, that poor Lord. What I probably should have done, in fact, if I were to fight this again, not that it makes much of a difference here, but probably should have had all the range units focus the enemy Lord down first in order to cripple the enemy's morale and to prevent it from casting spells, and then go after the Lords of Change. I did get a little bit concerned about the Lords of Change after Daemonhunters got hurt. Not that it would have mattered too much if Daemonhunters got killed, but anyway. Anyway, speed it up to max now, and we're done. A lovely job, everybody. And honestly, we could have also just not sent Daemonhunters or our tree units really in at all and just had the garrison units take the brunt of the damage, because obviously they'll recover and we don't care about them. But nonetheless, I'm sure it'll be fine. Plus we can stay here and heal up afterwards anyway, as we want to build a few forest dragons. There we go, not too bad. Drycha got a little bit beat up, but otherwise not too much casualties at all. I think a decent amount of elven units died, but it was probably just due to pink fires and occasional casts from the Lords of Change. Or maybe attacks from the Lords of Change, but either way, we certainly came out ahead. Now I guess we're gonna want to heal up because there's a little secondary army remaining that will want to auto-resolve to death. But, ally mission successful and a potion of healing. Oh, very nice. That's a lovely reward. We have no new quests, unfortunately. Not that that's going to matter all that much either. Oh, I'm so happy about the potion of healing, though. That's gonna be very valuable on one of our treemen. Not sure entirely, we're not entirely sure, rather, which one as yet. But we'll have to pick. Probably not a Lore of Life one. Now you are going to, I guess, heal up more, keep taking that magic, and there we go. The last of the Tzeentch cultists have been destroyed. The ritualist will take 2 more turns to complete, and I guess we'll keep Drycha here. Mostly because we could build this up and build 2 forest dragons, because we don't have access to them anywhere else. And we can build them there and then transfer them to our new Air Force army, so that they have some nice ringers. Because otherwise we'd have to go back to that territory or build the Forest Dragon location in one of these places, and I feel like we probably don't want to do that. Yeah, I'm sure we'll be fine. And this allows us, yeah, it does not allow us to build dragons. Okay, perfect. Perfect, and now Tala. Wait, no, not Tala, Akka. Where's Akka? You have things to do. Now, you have the Iron Curse icon, but you're a Lore of Life, so you're fine. Let's have you manually attack Mount Gunbad, mostly because I feel like we want to reduce the casualties, but I also feel like it won't be a difficult fight. Now, in terms of what we want to get for you, honestly, I'm pretty sure that every tree should probably go into Quartermaster, because we're quite limited in terms of our Empire growth. Hard limited, one might say. We probably do want to get Deadly Onslaught, though, and, well, Regrowth maxed out is very useful as well. Let's get Endurance of the Oak for now, and Deadly Onslaught, and then we'll see about the rest of this. I might be willing to skip Impenetrable Bark, but probably not Violent Delights. And we'll still have to go through the red line, though, depending on what exactly Akka's final form of his army will be. I'm probably just going to do something like replace these 6 units with a bunch of treekin. There's no real need for him to have dryads when Drycha's a dryad primary army, and not Stress, I think Tala is also a dryad army, because both of them buff them considerably. Akka's going to continue being a mixed army with a few treekin to hold the line and then a decent amount of feral units, or wild spirits rather, mostly because we've had them for a long time and now I don't feel like letting them go. In terms of this, you have everything, don't you? Alright, fine, get that Word of Hoeth, finally. And to Mount Gunbad we go. Well, let's see how much the place is worth. Valiant defeat, you say, but Akka's moved in and fought many of these before, so I am absolutely sure that it's not going to be all that hard, and I'm absolutely sure that Akka will come out victorious. Granted, there's a couple Black Orc units that we have to deal with, but meh. Alrighty, and this is once again the map with the glaring weakness over on this side, so that's where we'll be going. We're still quite hurt. Or at least the spiders are quite hurt, but that's mostly up to the fact that we haven't been healing lately and just been wandering around, Akka being the wanderer, of course. Start deployment, and we're going through that gate. And I guess we'll once again send the hawks up on those walls. If we can knock some Black Orcs off of there, if they are deployed up there, that'd be pretty great. Alrighty, you go here, buddy. Let's get our dryads in as well. In just a giant pile. The enemy probably doesn't have sufficient range units to actually threaten us. Like so. I said like so. We're probably not going to bother going around either. I mean, I guess we could deploy the wolves everywhere else, but meh. Alright, and the spiders. Alright, looks good to me. Akka, get ready to move towards the tree. And let's get the hawks moving as well. 1 and 2, you guys. Ooh, yes, Black Orc unit. Alright, less hurt unit go after the Black Orcs, you go after the Error boys. And let's see how many of these we can knock off the wall here. Come on, land. Do we have the mass to do so? Yeah, looks like a few went flying. Alright, we don't want you to get bogged down fighting them, but... yeah, just move away now. Move away. That's fine. Let's also get the Dryads in. Hawks lift off and then try to charge those Black Orcs again. Pick up speed and try to charge. You guys don't get off the wall, please. And there we go, more Black Orcs go flying. Oh, that's really annoying, isn't it? Okay, well these guys might be hurt by virtue of the fact that they went down below the gate, but we can't do much about that. You guys, try again. You nearly killed a Black Orc unit, that's quite nice. Bears are gonna be needed here, and I guess we'll get our pet elf in here as well. Charge those Black Orcs at least one more time, or are they getting off the walls now? So you guys get off, and there we go. There's another charge, and I'm still seeing more of them get knocked off those walls. And then back off. I'd actually prefer you not to lose as many models. Let's also send some Dryads at that gate, and let's send a bear unit to help Paka out. Alright, you're down to 14 units now. We'll heal you both with an Earthblood as soon as you're standing together, or flying together. Alrighty, and the gate is down, so we're heading on in as soon as I do this. Good. Okay, in you go, buddy. And let's support him. Let's get those Dryads in here. Where's our healthiest unit of spiders? So that's you. Spider in. And there you go. And then we slowly stream everybody in. Next unit of Dryads, get ready to move in. Bears, you can wait a little bit. Ooh, okay, this is too tempting. Charge those Black Orcs, knock them off the wall. Alright, Akka's fighting by himself for now, but that's just fine. He's used to it. And spiders are moving. Dryads, come on in. Don't climb those walls, please. Alright, next unit of Dryads. Get ready to stream in. It looks like those Black Orcs are out of the picture as well. The Hawks managed to destroy them. Lovely. And we do have an Assault of Stone available. Let's use it before too many of our own units move in here. Granted, it won't hurt too many of the enemy units, but I'm sure we'll be fine. And there we go, another Awakening of the Wood in here perhaps, once again before the Dryads are too numerous. And thus susceptible to more damage. And next Dryad unit in, and I think we want another unit of spiders in as well. Bears, it's all you. All three of you. Alright, and Hawks, you can get the heck out of there. Also, let's send in our giant wolves right here. And right here, they can break down the gate and head on in on that side. Alright, and let's get some Earthbloods in there right while we're at it. Oh, this looks like a nice place for an Awakening of the Wood. Then again, it's probably not needed right now. Oh, is that a troll unit? Yes, indeed it is. Bears, all of you kill the trolls. You can buff yourself up and debuff them. I might as well use your Blight of Terrors. Actually, I just out of curiosity, I just want to slow down and see. With the buffs, he hits for nearly 800 weapon strength. Not too bad. And not too bad at all. Now, we don't need to use anything else, and we could just stream on into the city. In fact, pile of units, go up there. Hawks, maybe go after that arrow tower, and let's get a few more Dryad units in here. And you know what? You spiders go after those arrow boys. We'll have the wolves go after this, and then we'll stream on in as well. Everybody else just behave in a giant pile. Up you go, up you go. Death Star. Think of yourselves as undead. And, okay, you apparently can't move because you're being held back by one unit of gobos. Okay, kill the unit of gobos. Fortunately, wolves are really fast at breaking down gates. Oh, it looks like a massive amount of them can actually attack gates at the same time. Huh, that's quite nice. I gotta remember that. Yeah, I do remember testing whether the wolves or the spiders broke gates faster, and it was wolves by a mile. And I was quite disappointed with the spider's inability, but anyway. Up you go. Spiders have clearly had their own uses. We've been using them for many a battle after all. Alrighty, and we're basically good here. You keep chasing those orc boys. They're gonna go past that barricade. Maybe kill them before they do. And up we get. Dwellers below. They're not gonna. They're gonna run away. They don't want to fight us. In fact, why is the AI running? A little bit too much on the running, buddy. Come on now. And orc boys getting chased down by our doggos. More doggos in on this side. Ooh, that's a little bit more dangerous, actually. Let's pop a Awakening of the Wood right there. And there's a remaining troll unit here. Well, hopefully they'll be fine. You know, give chase and help out. And let's send one of the bear units out to help against the trolls before our giant wolves get damaged. Alrighty, spiders, maybe you want to go up here and help out with that. And dryads, you can move as well. Any more awakenings of the woods? Doesn't look like it, but we can get another heal up. How we doing on the tower breaking? Tower's broken. Go hit that unit that's running. And this is what I mean by this is one of those situations where this should be auto-resolvable, but isn't. Alright, force all these units to rout if you can. And awakening the wood right there. Looks like the trolls are basically done for. Who's still fighting? Still a few more units up there. Alright, we need to make sure that these units actually shatter. I'm almost tempted to speed this up. There's only a few more units left that are still in the game here. Guess we could go around, go after them. Okay, fine. Go through that barricade. Alright, let's speed it up a little bit. Just gotta be careful about having our hawks all die. In fact, go after that tower, and let's have you get a heal up, like so. Okay, why are the hawks not listening? Go after the tower. It's right there. Oh, is this that broken tower that you can't target? Yeah, I think it is. Okay, just ignore it then. If you can't target it, there's not much we can do about it. In fact, just get out, just get out. You're fine. Oh, that Orc Boys unit still needs killing. Chase that down then. And what are you doing? Everybody up here. How is the enemy army not routed yet? As in chain routed. Alright, go and find their lord and kill him. Is this an actual lord? No, it's just a unit of black orcs. Maybe the game is waiting for the black orcs to die. We'll need the bears to actually take the brunt of the hits though. And spiders and dryads can do so as well. And you know what? You. Launch a big ol' arrow at him. Alright, and is that... Oh, now they rout. Oh, we get to them, and that's when they rout. Okay, game, sure. Alrighty, on the bright side, with only 55 casualties, we have certainly preserved the HP of this army, so we raise the place, and then next turn we take it, occupy it rather, and use it to heal us up for one turn, then go down to the World's Edge Mountain or whatever. High Edge, the high place. I don't remember which place we still have left to destroy. Do that after we're healed is basically what I'm saying. And hopefully we just destroy Crooked Moon and then head on down to deal with the Slaves of Zar and the Darklands orcs. Alrighty, only 2k for the actual battle, but it wasn't that difficult. 45k for Mount Gunbad, very nice. Well, we knew it was going to be a lot, but, well, it's quite a lot, isn't it? Take it as well. Oh, lovely, and this will be another gold mine for Vlad. I also forgot to check, how much money do gold mines give us? 100. Yeah, it's really, it's not worth bothering. With, rather. We might actually be able to build a sacrificial whatever here to raise World's Edge Archway. That's it, for even more money. I guess we could also raise Karazakarak. Lots of potential, by the looks of it, for Akka. Though Dusty is up here, he might do some damage to our allied stuff, but we can always take it back later if we need to. Also, at 12k per turn losses, I think we're gonna risk deleting this Isilal right here. I don't know where Clan Ferric went, but if they go after Fort Jacob, I'm not sure I care enough to keep losing 2,000 gold per turn just for that Temp Lord. Alrighty. That now looks pretty good. Drycha Akatala. You can keep moving up north. You're still going to go up and raise a bunch of Skaven territories. Durthu, it will soon be time for you to attack as well, my friend. Just give it a few. Colas, stay right there. I'm not entirely sure whether we should send Colas to help out fighting at the Oak of Ages, or we keep him here at the Waterfall Palace. In fact, we have to make that decision right now because there's nothing else to do. Alright, so here's the first thing. We need to declare war on Talzin, who's actually starting to like us a little bit, funnily enough. And to do so, we want to join the war. So we'll talk to the Broken Axe. And we will join your war against Talzin. Sure, give us money. There we go. Now that we've done that, we are not at war with Crag Halls of Findal or Vol's Anvil, but we are able to attack the Oak of Ages. So, Durthu, You're gonna hit the oak. Okay, good. For a second I thought it couldn't be targeted. And we should probably level up some stuff, and we might as well use Colas to help. I don't really think that we need it so much as I kind of want to just use some of the Hawk Riders here. So let's put you here. And let's hope that these guys don't suddenly both declare war and decide to attack the Waterfall Palace, because then it'll be suddenly very problematic. Either way, Durthu, my friend. Let's get you a level, or 2. Bow Warden, during forest battles, this counts as a forest battle. Oaken Hearts, nah. Well, Awakening of the Woods, or Awaken the Woods is relatively useless right here. A Rage of Kurnos, I do like Pan's Impenetrable Pelt. Though I also like Vigor Loss Reduction -33, that's pretty big. I mean, I suppose we can already use Pans, so we can hold off on this and grab Oaken Hearts to buff everybody instead. You, this will be one of your last battles in Durthu's army before you switch to the Air Force. So that the Air Force has an aerial caster. Magical reserves, I think we still gotta go with regrowth here. Although in this particular situation, nah, still regrowth. Yeah. Flesh to Stone isn't all that helpful. I mean, it might be on one unit, like if everybody is focusing down Durthu, for example, but we already have 1 point in it specifically for that purpose, so it's fine. Shield of Isha rather, physical resistance 5 for force battles? Sure, why not? And I guess Endurance of the Oak is what we're going for. I mean, I suppose we're going to replace Deluric, so doesn't matter all that much which we pick. You. Okay, no more forest buffs, unfortunately. So let's get you Fleet Finger. And then lastly, Israstot. Where were you going? Dwellers Below. We already have it from you, but we also have Regrowth, so really we could pick either one. Let's go... I really doubt that we're going to get any use out of 2 Dwellers Below, so let's go Regrowth and let's go Earthing, because you're probably going to be casting Earthblood a lot. I think that's good enough. Ooh. Now, you know what? Let's get Nettles of Malice. And Ask will just go Earthing. We'll get you more spells afterwards, I'm sure. Alrighty, that looks good to me. We could probably level Colas, but I don't think we need to, so if Durthu allows me to select him, we're going to hit the big old tree. And I don't imagine we'll have too much trouble with this. It is the big old tree, though, so we will fight this cinematically, regardless of the ease of the battle. Man, 2 battles in 1 episode where we actually have the numbers advantage fighting with 2 armies at the same time. It feels so strange, just by virtue of the fact that we've generally been always the ones that were outnumbered. Now obviously, since we have quite a lot of numbers in terms of Dryads and Treekin, we're going to directly charge all the enemy ranged units that we can get our roots on. The enemy is probably going to do a better job blocking things here, because there are some choke points than they are over in the center where Durthu is moving, because, well, I guess they can't stop that at all. Smartly, the AI has put a majority, I want to say, well, maybe not a majority, but quite a few of its ranged units over on this side, where our own units are easier to block. That said, while the enemies have been firing this entire time, and firing with unglamoured units, so they're the better units of archers and stuff, or better units of Azra, they are not going to achieve too much here, or at least it's not looking like they are. They're not doing enough damage. Plus, all of our units are trying to run around, get around the enemy melee that are blocking them, and go for those range units so that they stop firing in general. Because we're obviously going to win a melee fight. This, I'm not entirely sure what's going on. The Eternal Guard are chasing around. Oh, those are their Treekin. Okay. I got a little bit confused. Alright, some Eternal Guard working together with their own Treekin to fight our Dryads. Might need to reinforce over here. And I guess that's one of the unfortunate aspects of, ooh, Lamentation of Despairs. We haven't gotten a lot of use out of that, mostly because Durthu seems to have a difficult time casting it, and a single use of it does, let's see, 6 models killed, I guess 1 model per magic missile killed. It's really not that much. it doesn't seem like that spell is particularly worth it, which is a little bit odd. Last time I ran a Durthu campaign, which was in Warhammer 2, granted I believe it was an SFO run, but Durthu constantly using that spell got a ton of kills, especially into blobs like piles of goblins and stuff, but I guess the blobs would be better in those particular situations. Anyway, it looks like most of the enemy archers have been reached by our dryads, and it is piles of dryads over on this side. Durthu's also managing to see off quite a few of the enemies, and yeah, most of the enemy range are either no longer firing, or just straight up shattered, or running away. The battle balance of power is about, I want to say, 90% in our favor, especially now that the second army has arrived onto the field. The rest of them are probably not going to reach the actual battle lines, but we'll send the Hawk Riders and the Giant Wolves forward to try to help with a few things. And is that an Earthblood? It is indeed an Earthblood, but it is, oh, it's our Treekin. Damn their enemy Treekin, looking identical to our Treekin. Oh man, and this is the first time we will actually have some proper air support as well. Moving through this campaign, we will be encountering more of our unit types, which is great. As we can see, the Hawk Riders flying by are shooting at those units that they can reach. And the Giant Wolves are going to hit them in the sides as well and prevent them from running. There we go, now we're giving chase to the enemy, Treekin, Dryads, and Hawks flying overhead. Actually makes for some great shots as we give chase to the enemy. There's actually not that much left in terms of the enemy here. They're all trying to escape, or at least to get their units fighting once more, but there's, what, 1, 2, maybe 3 units that are still left? I'm actually surprised that they haven't shattered. Actually, if anything, I feel like all units of the enemy fighting under the Great Tree should be, the Great Oak rather, they should be unbreakable. They should all fight to the death here, just from a lore perspective. And I feel like it wouldn't be that difficult to give adds unbreakable to units in the garrison as part of the Oak's abilities. Anyway, rather than bothering to shoot the enemy from the sky, we're going to use our Hawk Riders to simply drop upon the enemy to prevent them from escaping, and on top of that to force them to rout. And there we go, just like that, the victory decisive, and very much so, and an easy one at that. We really didn't need that second army, but oh well, at least this way we prevented some more casualties, though it looks like Durthu's army had nearly destroyed the first army as well. But not to worry, we'll have some much more difficult fights when we attack Vidrioth and Torgavon, as they have both their garrisons as well as a full stack sitting in there. Well, alright, we certainly didn't need the help of Colus's army, but that's perfectly okay. I'm sure he'll have other things to do, and he still has to wait for a few more turns. Now, with that, we've taken the tree, we're not going to raise it, as funny as that would be. I feel like there should be some kind of thing, like some kind of, like, you should be able to raise it as the Wood Elves, or as maybe as Drycha or Durthu's faction, and then something happens. Maybe they get corrupted by chaos or something. Though that would probably be like an extra mod or something like that. But anyway, see the place, obviously. And there we go. Huh. Our upkeep dropped only by 100 gold per turn. That's kind of surprising. And the reason I think that's surprising, ignoring all of this, is, isn't the tree reducing our upkeep? Wait. So here, yeah, it's in 200 to 299. Upkeep minus 10% for all armies. That doesn't appear to be working, or at least it's not working this turn, unless this only works... No, it can't be that this only works when you've completed the ritual. That would make no sense, because then why would these be different as it grows? Right? It just says you require... Wait. Just out of curiosity. For example, you... Haunted Forest, you're at 69, which means we're supposed to be getting plus 15 relationship with Ogre Kingdoms. So if we take a look at the Ogre Kingdoms... There's the plus 15, ruler's tolerance to Wargrove of Woe. So why is the 10% upkeep reduction from the oak not doing anything? Well, that's a shame. That was one of the main reasons that we wanted to get this. I wonder if the growth plus 20% is working. Although I guess... forced health at the Lord, that's working. Oh, come on, the army upkeep reduction was the main thing. But 10% upkeep is definitely not the 10,900 down to 10,800 thing that we got. Oh well. Oh well. Maybe it'll work at the next level or something like that. Anyway, with that, well, I might as well upgrade the Oak of Ages, but with that, we are once more out of time, and I'm gonna have to call the episode. Next time, Drycha will march down to Kingsglade and do the same thing he did to the tree, probably by himself. I don't think we're gonna bother sending Colas out, unless we can find their other territory. I'm almost tempted to send Colas out to grab Quinnell. Not that it really do anything for us, just for the fun of it. Actually, I wish them to double check. These guys do have 2 territories, so they do have an outpost somewhere. The question is where? Orion is still alive. Maybe he'll come back. I wonder if it's here. This territory seems to be yellow. Maybe he'll come back and have to try to reclaim it. I do wonder if he can build a full stack with nothing but an outpost, but I suppose we'll have to see. Anyway, we'll do that with Drycha. Drycha will continue her quest to destroy everything in this territory, i.e. sack all of these places. I'm really hoping that Dreadrock is worth similar to Mount Gunbad, because it looks like it's a pretty expensive territory, and hopefully it'll get more expensive as the buildings cycle through, if in fact that's the way that it works. Anyway, lots more trees to play with, or lots more tree action to see, especially as we're now ready to start changing up a few of our armies, as the Ritual of Qian is basically complete. So stay tuned for all that. Don't forget to leave a like and comment. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.